One of the most common questions that we get here at Robinson and Casey is, does my loved one have to be a resident of Florida in order to utilize the Marchman Act? And the straight answer to that question is no. The Marchman Act, unlike other laws, does not have any residency requirement in order to file a Marchman Act against someone. The statute, which is Chapter 397, goes by where someone is physically located at the time that the Marchman Act is filed. So we represent many families from out of state, a lot of families from California, from Texas, from New York in the Northeast region, Boston, Philadelphia, who know that there is no law in other states quite like the Marchman Act. So they're looking for a solution like the Marchman Act. And oftentimes what we find is those families don't know that if they can bring their loved one to Florida, either through an intervention or through some other means, as long as they can get their loved one to the state of Florida, we can utilize the Marchman Act the moment that they touch ground in Florida. So we do have a lot of families, and we work with a lot of interventionists who are intervening on an individual in another state with the hopes to bring them to Florida, oftentimes because of the great treatment options here, but also because of the favorable law that does allow for the family to put guardrails on an individual's treatment to make sure that they stay compliant throughout the course of treatment. Because otherwise, if a family goes the direction of continuing to repeat that same cycle of giving their loved one the opportunity again and again and again to try to complete treatment voluntarily, what we find typically is that that is a repetitive cycle that continues to end up back in the same place, which is looking for a solution, oftentimes desperately. And the Marchman Act really provides that. So for families that are out of state, or even for treatment centers and behavioral health professionals that are out of state, that are working with families out of state, it's important to know that the Marchman Act could be a viable solution for those families and for your family. And what we have found is that a lot of families have said to us after the fact, I can't believe that I didn't know that this was an option for me before. And so hopefully the word gets out for families that are looking for that kind of a long-term solution, that the Marchman Act may just very well be your answer.